Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I'm holding one of my Christmas presents and it's a motivational sign or something you can just sit on your desk. I'm going to get Joe to read it for you. Joe?
It says, aim for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land amongst the stars.
And I think that's what I've done with Slimming World, and I think that's why my friend gave it to me, because I'm always aiming for the moon, and landing in the stars ain't a bad place to be. I like it. So I just wanted to show you that. We've been to group this morning. Our group just had a 1 hour weigh-in session, so a pop in and weigh. There were a lot of people there though, weren't there, Joe? I was really surprised. Sorry, I asked him a question and don't give him time to answer. I was actually really surprised by the turnout. And of course everybody was getting their new packs today, so that's something fresh to look at. So I'm going to tell you about my Christmas. I had all these, ideas. I was going to do this and this and this, and I was going to have my nuts, because I had my bag of nuts, didn't I? And I was going to throw away what was left over, and I was going to have my cheese and biscuits instead of a dessert, but I was going to have a traditional Sunday lunch, Christmas lunch, and I was going to have a drink if I wanted one, and I had all these fantastic plans. And what do they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Well, they don't always have to fail, because I did just what I wanted to do, which was I had a traditional Christmas lunch, but I capped it at 4 pigs in blankets and a moderate portion of stuffing, and I had the potatoes and I had the vegetables and I had the meat, which was topped with streaky bacon, and I had the gravy, and I had a good big plateful, and I really, really enjoyed it. But I wasn't sitting there going, oh my God, I'm stuffed. I was just pleasantly full. Then I saved my cheese and biscuits for later because I couldn't have enjoyed them straight after my dinner. I was pleasantly full. And in the evening I had the bag of nuts, and I chose to eat as many as I wanted, and I probably left a third of the bag, something like that. I didn't want all of them. So Christmas Day went really well, and because we'd all had a drink, we chose to walk home with Joe's dad. So we went for a nice walk, and when we parted company with his dad, we kept walking, and we had a really good walk, didn't we, Joe? Probably about 16,000 steps, something like that. But it was one of those lovely Christmas afternoons when lots of people were out walking off their lunch, and people were wishing each other Merry Christmas, and it felt really, really nice. So all in all, Christmas Day was lovely. Good company, good food, and not lying in bed at 11 o'clock at night thinking, oh my God, I don't know which way to lay because I'm so full and so uncomfortable, which is what I always used to do. So, marks out of 10 for Christmas, at least 10. I wanted to show you the sweatshirt I'm wearing today. We were in town on the day after Boxing Day, so when was that? Thursday. Saw this sweatshirt in Marks and Spencer's. Loads and loads of stuff. If you're looking for some clothes to spend your Christmas money on, loads and loads of stuff in Marks and Spencer's at half price at the moment. So before Christmas this sweatshirt was 25 quid. From Boxing Day it was £12.50, and it's really comfortable, it's really nice. Well, I think it is. I like the way it angles in here with the seam comes from out there, but it comes inwards, so it draws it in if you're slimmer on the bottom half like I am. And this is, I would say, quite oversized. There's loads, I've got loads of space in it, and it's a size 10. So, does that make me feel good? You bet it does. Because the old me felt good when I got down to a size 24. But then I always went back up again. And I'm not going back up this time. This is it, this is for keeps. On Boxing Day, we decided we would go for a Costa coffee. And so we set off to walk to the tram station, which is probably about 3/4 of a mile away. And it was such a nice morning that we just kept walking, and we walked to Costa in the city. And we bought a couple of bits while we were in town, in Tesco, that we needed. And then we said, oh, we'll walk down to the railway station to catch the tram back to where we live. And we just kept walking, didn't we, Joe?
Yeah.
And we walked home again, and it's 4.5 miles approximately to Costa, and it's therefore 4.5 miles back. And we did that before lunch, and it was lovely. I mean, we do walk. We walk whenever we can. We walk for useful reasons, like we walk to the post office, we walk to the shops, Joe walks to his dad's or the gym or whatever. We haven't been just going out for walks so much lately because we've had reasons why we couldn't. But it was so nice to just walk and talk and reminisce and make plans and do all of those things, and before we knew it, we'd walked 9 miles. And I've been reading a couple of good books over Christmas that the lovely Debbie Fawcett bought me for Christmas by a lady called Kate Humble. And one of those is specifically about walking and getting fit and using walking as a tool to get fit. And when I look back over my weight loss journey, my 13 stone 1 pound weight loss journey, the only exercise I do is walking. And I don't walk as much as I did when I was losing weight. But oh my goodness, I feel so much better for being able to walk. And remember when I started, when I had 13 stone to lose, I struggled to walk round the block. It used to take me a good half hour to do what I can do now in about 7 minutes. But that's no reason not to start. And I am so grateful that firstly my husband encouraged me to do a bit of walking, and secondly Joe has been, such a motivation, such a encourager, because he doesn't let me get away with it. It doesn't matter if it's thick fog, it doesn't matter if it's pouring with rain. We've got wet water gear, we walk and we love it. And I just think it's a space in your life where you're not obsessed with food. You're hardly going to be walking in the pouring rain or the sunshine stuff in your face. Well, I'm not. And I know if you look back on my videos, if anybody's watched any of my older videos, I talk about the fact that I used to always have to take 2 hi-fi bars with me because I had this mental block in my head that thought I needed fuel to get home with. And it was quite a fear in me. It took me a long while to put those hi-fi bars down because I thought that if I didn't eat those 2 hi-fi bars with my coffee, and this is when I used to drink cortados and count them, and now on the large lattes. I thought if I didn't eat those 2 hi-fi bars with my coffee, I'd never get home again. How ridiculous. I had all that fuel ready built in, all that fat waiting to be burnt off. And it just shows how you learn and how you evolve when you live this plan. Because I am so different. I'm so different in my attitude and my thinking to the woman I was when I started this journey. Yeah, I had a bit of a blessing yesterday morning because I've got a friend who's expecting a baby in May, which is really nice. But she texted me and said, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to stretch your legs? Giving somebody a walk, somebody in my situation who's blind and I can't just go on my own, but ringing somebody up and even just a friend, you as a sighted person, ringing a sighted friend and saying, do you want to go for a walk? I think that's giving somebody a real gift. Because a lot of people wouldn't want to start off walking on their own if you can walk in company, but never rely on somebody else. Like I've always said, never rely on a friend to go to group with. Go to group on your own. Arrange to meet a friend there, that's great, but go on your own. Because on the day when that friend has lost the plot, or when that friend has eaten too much and is fearing again, and they don't want to face the scales, with the best will in the world, they will try and stop you going because they won't want to go. And that's not like putting your friend in a bad place, that's just saying don't ever be dependent on somebody else's whims and fancies. Get yourself to group, arrange to meet a friend there. Unless you need a lift, that's a different situation. But I've learned over the years that the only person who will ever get my weight loss is me. The only person who will ever follow the plan for me is me. Nobody will do it for me. Nothing changes. If what you're doing already isn't working, do something different. Well, I think one of the things that went through my mind when I was lying in bed this morning, wide awake at 5 o'clock, was what I'd said in my video a couple of weeks ago. If you want to achieve something different, we have to do something different. And I was thinking, maybe a good place to start, and something I've done like inadvertently, is looking at behaviours that got in my way, looking at foods that got in my way. So there are certain foods that I've totally laid down now. Like I will never eat pork pie again. I just won't, because it's not a good place for me to go. You know, being without chocolate, I'm not saying I'll never, ever, ever eat chocolate again, but being without it today doesn't cause me the grief that it used to do, and it did cause me a lot of grief. Not having a television for me was a massive step, because I could not sit in front of a television without doing this. So it was easier for the telly to go than it was, you know, and then I didn't have an excuse to sit there and do that. So that helped me move on from that nighttime behaviour of thinking, I'm hungry, I'm peckish. Generally I was just bored because there was rubbish on the telly. I'm hungry, I'm peckish, I've got to keep eating. And I was a grazer. I could graze from getting up in the morning to going to bed at night. I wasn't a snacker. I didn't go without food long enough for it to be a snack. I just grazed all the time. Behaviours like that are the behaviours I've had to let go of. You know, because if I'd kept doing what I'd always done, I would have kept getting what I always got, which was just fatter. So things have to change. So every time I picked this plan up again, and I did it generally once or twice a year, every time I picked it up again, I always went back to doing exactly the same things I'd done the previous time, because that was how I interpreted Slimming World. It wasn't until I started to do what it said in the book that the weight started to come off. And the most encouraging thing I've thought today is being given that new pack. I'm not going to show you mine, it's on my bed, but being given that new pack, what a fantastic opportunity to do something different, because we're all going to be doing something different, because there are slight changes in the plan. It's a good place to start. I always used to just go out and buy the same old food and eat the same old meals. And I'm going to put my hand up and tell you now, I will never, ever, 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 ever eat Slimming World spaghetti bolognese again, because it's the one meal. If somebody, you know, I'm back on Slimming World, I've got to do a plan. The first meal I used to make was spaghetti bolognese. And I'll tell you why I did that, because it gave me an excuse to eat a mountain of spaghetti. Because if I use the word carbaholic, I think I was addicted to just stuffing myself with carbs. I don't do that anymore. I do eat carbs, I don't stuff myself with them. I follow the plan where it says a third, and it works. And I don't crave anything because I haven't cut anything dramatically out of my plan. So, yeah, I mean, just so much excitement around this plan, so much different behaviour. I might appear sometimes to stand here and think, oh, she's got the life of Riley, she's got no stresses in her life, she goes out and buys as many clothes as she wants. Yes, I do, because I love doing that. And my hard-earned cash gets spent on what I choose to spend it on. And you might think, oh, she's got a doddle of a life. I've got no different a life to anybody else. Life is stressful for everybody. Living on this planet is stressful. Like, take for example this week, Christmas Eve, my husband lost his mobile phone. And that can happen to anybody at any time. But because all of our phones are on one account, which is in my name, then I have to deal with it. Now, the old me would have thought, fantastic, it's Christmas Eve, fantastic opportunity, I'm stressed out, pass the chocolate, pass the biscuits, pass the bottle of wine, pass the bottle of vodka, also in my case, pass the bottle of gin, but I would have used it as a reason to indulge myself and called it stress. I'm anxious. Christmas Day, fantastic, had a lovely day. Boxing Day, we're going out. Joe's dropping me at a friend's. We walk out to the car. We've made coffees in cups to go, so you can try coffee from our new coffee machine. Joe gets in the car, dead battery. Just would not start. So what do? I rang my friend, can't make it. That's how we ended up walking into town. But things like that, at one time, that would have felt like the end of my world. And the end of my world would have had to be pushed down and buried under a mountain of food. I didn't react. And not only did I not react, I didn't think about reacting. And that is the better part of it. Because I didn't even think and then have to stop myself. I just didn't go there. Naturally didn't go there. Which is what I imagine lots of other people who've never had food issues do. So it cost us 150 quid to get the battery replaced because we had to call a garage out to do it. And our garage was closed until after the new year. And we needed the car. So, job done, you do it. And then, don't they say bad things come in threes? Then the driver's side window on Joe's car, the electrics went, so the window wouldn't go back up. So we had to get that sorted. And you know what? Big deal. That's life. Didn't eat over it. That's a miracle. And I'm just so grateful today that I don't need to do those things anymore. And part of me can see why I used to do it, because it was a stressful situation and I felt powerless. But the other bigger part of me also sees that it was a bloody good excuse to have a binge. And I don't want to do that anymore. So, yeah, it's been a good Christmas. Things happen. Don't they say shit happens? You just have to deal with it. But dealing with it by push, I could say 150 quid to get the battery sorted, and then I could have eaten 20 quid's worth of food over it. That would have just cost me an extra 20 quid, wouldn't it? It wouldn't have saved me anything. So I'm just really happy with myself that I don't need to go there anymore. Yeah, I think I've egged that pudding enough. But yeah, Christmas, so what? Big deal. I'm not the biggest fan of Christmas. My Christmas tree goes up just before Christmas. My Christmas decks go up just before Christmas. And they will be down in the next few days. But maybe not until next Saturday. Because they didn't go up 6 weeks or 2 months before Christmas. So it's not like I'm sick of the sight of them. New Year's coming. What's going to happen? Will things change? No. Things won't change. If you're under stress today, the stress won't magically disappear at midnight on the 31st, because life doesn't work like that. It's a continuum. There is a new year, some people make resolutions or whatever, but the clock just ticks on and it's just another minute and it continues from where you are today. So my thing is, like, if you're planning to change something, don't wait till New Year's Day, change it today. Because I've waited and waited and waited and wasted weeks and months and years of my life waiting to change something in the future, when I had the power to change it there and then. And if you want to start a Slimming World, or you want to start any weight loss program, you can start it today. Don't waste a week or 5 days or whatever. Please don't, because life's too precious. So, down to my results. How did I do? So I had all the food I wanted. I walked and enjoyed life. Had good company, done everything I wanted this week, and lost £1. And for that, I'm grateful. But I tell you what I did do to get that. Nothing any different. On the days that weren't Christmas Day, I had 2 A's, 1 B, 15 cents. On the days that came after Christmas Day, I didn't go into diet mentality. I had 2 A's, 1 B, 15 cents. And that's my life today. That is Slimming World. And that's what will happen in the future for me. And it's not, I wish it, I mean, when I was going to get on the scales this morning, the lady who was handing out the packs said, "Good luck with your weigh-in." And I thought, weigh-in don't come by luck, it comes by action. What is it Debbie says? Be consistent. Consistency brings results. Good luck, some people have it, some people don't. Can't rely on that. It's action. So when people say to me, "Oh, good luck, Jane, you can smash it," that's not how I live my life today. I'm living my life today the Slimming World way, and it's working, and I'm loving it. And for anybody else out there who wants to lose weight, try it. Try it and see if you can get the results I've got. I'm standing in front of you today, 183 pounds lighter. I weigh 8 stone 13 pounds. I used to weigh 22 stone. Am I grateful for what I've got? Yeah, I'm grateful to Slimming World. So, moving forward, I wish you all a Happy New Year, and we'll be back next Saturday with the results that we've got then. And will I do anything different on New Year's Eve? Yeah, I might have a drink. I might even buy myself another bag of nuts. But my life don't depend on either of those things. So, have a good week, and I hope you got the results you wanted. Or, pardon me, what is it the song says, the Christmas song? And I've never understood the final line of the song that says the Christmas we get, we deserve. Maybe it's the weight loss we get, or the weight gains we get, we deserve. That's maybe how I'm feeling today. I got what I deserved because I didn't pig out. And, sorry, that's my mobile. And the results I've had in previous years where maybe I could gain as much as a stone over Christmas, they were the results I deserved then. So, Take care of yourselves and we'll see you next week. Cheers.